Fire away.
Mike, David Moore, Dallas Morning News. Is when you look at all the injuries your side of the ball has fought through, is this as much improvement as a defense you've had has made over the course of the season? Understanding there's still 2 games left.
I don't know. We've had to juggle a lot of guys, and lately they've been playing really well. So, I mean, I've been in the NFL for 29 or 30 years or something, so have to take me a while to think back through all them.
Clarence Hill, City Dallas. What's been the key to the defense improvement? Just them understanding the scheme better? Because there's been a dramatic improvement since the start of the season. And even though you've had different guys still in and out and still missing guys.
I think part of it is I think we're playing better up front than we did at the beginning of the year. I think we're able to do more things schematically than when we started out. Just because getting guys comfortable and not making mistakes and things like that. I mean, we still make some mistakes, and but I think overall all the positions have really improved. It's each week it's difficult when you're like last week we're juggling linebackers, and really not knowing until game time that who's playing, who's not playing. We juggle a lot of corners, obviously the defensive line, so. Just part of it, but I think the young guys have done a good job of preparing, and I think that's always a big key, and coaches have done a good job preparing them.
Mike Todd, ESPN, we've always talked about the players getting used to you and what you want. How much is it you understanding the players more to put them in different spots and maybe keep them out of bad spots?
Yeah, I think that's true too. Trying to figure out what they do good, and a lot of times you don't find that out until the bullets are flying. But yeah, I mean, we think about and consciously, obviously, more throughout the course of the season, we thought about, what can this guy do good? What doesn't he do well? And so, just trying to piece it all together that way.
And then with Philadelphia's offense, whether they have Hurts or don't have Hurts because of the concussion, how do you prep for that?
Well, I think we prepare for Hurts, and then we make adjustments if he doesn't go. We'll make sure we prepare for the others as well. But, you never know. Who you're going to get. So,
John Schroeder with The Athletic. The 2 big takeaways you had there in the fourth quarter, is that just individual players making great plays? Did coaching take any credit for that? What stood out about those?
No, I think those are two great players, 2 great plays by individuals. The play by Jordan was unbelievable, and then really the last play of the game. A lot of things. Not the last play of the game, but on the last turnover, we pressured him. The quarterback got a little antsy. He flipped it out there underneath. I think backhanded almost, and then he had it out in one hand. So Coach McCarthy does a good job with doing a lot of the ball takeaway fundamentals and things like that. And they do a nice presentation every single week on getting the ball out and punching the ball and things like that.
You think it's more difficult, or because of all of that, does it make it easier nowadays for players to take the ball away because of all the footage and things like that, things that you guys can work on, or do you think it's as difficult as it's always been?
Well, it's always difficult, but we've been on a good run so far, so we're just trying to keep going there. But yeah, and they came in 2 pretty good spots last night. I guess last night, right? I can't remember. It was last night or 2 nights ago. Or...
The Athletic. Mike, just going off that question, we've talked in the past to you about cornerbacks and physicality and things like that. When you look at Duran's play in particular, to go and not just make the tackle, but to attack the ball and take it away, how impressive is that from the cornerback position?
Yeah, really impressive from any position, really. But he works real hard in practice. He tries to do things right all the time. So you appreciate when they do things like when they try to do things right all the time, and then they are able to make plays. That really makes it special. And really for everybody else, too.
And then we talked about physicality. Donovan Wilson, Maris Leofau, a couple of big hits without getting penalized. How crucial is that to be able to be technically sound while also delivering those hits?
Yeah, well, I think, we're always going to try and be physical. And, this is a big man's game. So the more physical we can be and the more punishment that we can inflict on the other team, I think that's good. Both those 2 guys are enforcers. You talk about that in hockey and stuff like that. These guys are enforcers, and it's nice to have them out there.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. In your time as a coach, can you ever remember a time you've had to juggle so many different spots on your defense?
Yeah, I think the COVID years, my last couple of years in Minnesota, we had a lot of different things going on. We get to a game and test positive the day of the game and stuff like that. So That was probably off the top of my head, those are the kind of years I remember. We had a bunch of injuries and things like that.
But the two positions that you've had stability has been the interior defensive line with Mozzie and your two safeties. What's your thoughts about how important is it to have those two positions?
Yeah, well, I think Mozzie's really improved an awful lot throughout the course of the year. I know he's got a lot more confidence than he did coming into the season. And Osa's really playing well. It helps to have guys go in there and help him like Linville and Carlos. As far as the safeties, those guys, they do a lot of the communication on the back end. And so, having two guys that have been out there and you can go over and talk to them on the sideline about what you see and what adjustments we need to make, I think that's really important.
Joe Hoyt, All-City Dallas. Nick Vigil's been on the injury report often this year and, has been able to get to game day and didn't practice twice, but long story short, how have you been able to kind of get him ready while he's been limited in practice? And then how nice is it to have that kind of reliability for a guy when you're on game day, you find out you can't get Eric Hendricks to go?
Yeah, Nick's been with me before. He was in Cincinnati with Paul. He was with me in Minnesota, so he knows a lot of the intricacies of what's going on. Plus, he's very smart, and he pays attention. He studies. He does all the things. He just hasn't been practicing a lot because we're trying to get him to the game. But it was nice to have him in there with Marist. Marist, I thought, for a rookie, the things that we've asked him to do this year, he's been unbelievable. And but it was nice to have another veteran next to him just in case we need to get a different call out or something like that. I know there's a couple times at least one time the headset went out, and I can't remember if Marist got the call or Vigil did or whatever. But it's nice having those guys that kind of know and can help set the defense, and especially with a lot of the different pressures that we do. So I thought it's been good.
Mike, Josh Valentino, Lone Star Live. Since Mike has returned to the lineup, your sacks and pressure numbers are near the top in the league. Is there a way for you to personally quantify his impact on not just the game, but I guess specifically the guys around him?
Well, yeah, there's a couple ways, really. I mean, typically we know that the protection is going to Micah, so it's going to have a chance to free up some other guys. On the other hand, sometimes we have pressures dictated on the team's offense or the formations and things like that, and it doesn't always come out the right way because they're doing something different than they've done in the previous weeks. But his presence allows a lot of other guys, and really we can take advantage of that too, which we've tried to do. I don't know about quantitatively, but it's really good to have him out there.
Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. Mike, last time you played the Eagles, Saquon Barkley had one of his least productive games of the season. What was the key to sort of slowing him down last time, and what can you do to kind of replicate that performance?
Yeah, well, obviously we have to be good against the run with a team like this. They're so good running the football, and their offensive line is huge, and they've got they've got good schemes, and then the quarterback runs off of it. Really we just worked real hard last time and getting all the intricacies of what we needed to do to get to that spot. So hopefully you didn't jinx us there.
Dave.
Babe Loeffler, 105.3 The Fan. Mike, I know it's always a combination of things, but your 3rd and 7 plus, you guys are the best in the NFL. I think it's like 12%. I'm not sure exactly.
I don't know that, but
yeah, but I know you're
we're pretty good on regular third down, right?
Yeah, but 3rd and long, exceptional. So is there any one thing you point to or anything that you put emphasis on it, or?
Not more than any other third down, really. I mean, I think our pressure's increased quite a bit over the course of the time because I feel like that's something that we do pretty well. And so if we can get teams in those situations, we can give them different looks. We can bring pressure. We can show the look and not bring pressure. But Paul Gunther does a good job of breaking down all the protections. I mean, defensively, you should be good on 3rd and 7 plus. I would think. 3rd and 1, that's tough. 3rd and 2 to 3, that's tough. So, the more that you can be good on all of them is good.
Ed.
Mike, Ed Werder, WFA. You were out of the game. You've come back despite all of the challenges of not making the playoffs in this sort of unique season. Have you enjoyed it? And is it something?
Oh yeah, it's been a blast. It's been a blast. It's been great. Yeah, I love the beginning of the year, and yeah.
So you regret it again?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I've had fun. I've had fun. And things change in a couple years too. There's a lot of different stuff going on. We've had to kind of blend some of the defenses, and that took a while. So, but it's been hard. I'm not going to lie about that. It's hard. It's been hard.
But you like it enough that you want to keep doing it.
Yeah, well, we'll see it. Let's wait till the end of the year and see where we're at.
Mike, you talked about the respect you have for Mike McCarthy and going against him all those years in Green Bay. Now that you've been with him for a season, what's impressed you the most about how he goes about his job?
Well, I can say this. There's a lot of things that I probably, if I was a head coach again, I would do differently, based on what he's done here. I think, I think a lot of the presentations that he has with the team are outstanding. I think, and he treats the players well. He takes good care of them. I think he's got a good feeling about the family type of program that he wants to run. He's very, very organized as far as, he's got the schedule made out in from August to the end of the year. So, I think all those things are really good with what he does. But, I think, and the other thing is I've been around him now for some bad things too. And, he doesn't get real high, doesn't get real low. He kind of keeps the same pace of everything. So, I think that leads to being successful.
Time for two more. Clarence.
You didn't say it right again.
I looked it up.
Time for two more.
Time for two more.
There you go. For Bob Hagan, that's right. Yeah, I used to get that all the time. And then we'd be doing these press conferences, and I'd say, when are you going to call it? And when are you going to say it? So we can get it over with. Sorry. Go ahead.
Follow that one up.
I know early in the season when you guys were going through your struggles, you said we're going to get this fixed. And I don't know if it's fixed and you feel it's fixed, but how much pride do you take in the improvement you guys, even though you still have guys out and you still, got injury issues, but the dramatic improvement you made on defense, how much personal pride do you take in that?
I think it's the players, really. Honestly, I think the players have done a good job of trying to execute what we put out there. I guess I feel like I've called games better throughout the course of the year, but like last night at the beginning of the game, I was all messed up and I had to kick myself in the rear end to get it back under control. But I don't know. I mean, it's the job we do. Let's go do it. But I'm appreciative of the players doing what they've tried to do to get things better and make things work.
Mike, to give a rookie the green dot, how did you feel Maris did, and was there any hesitation to that, and what was your overall evaluation?
Played well. And no, there wasn't any hesitation. He's been doing it for a while now, and with Kendricks basically not going the last 2 weeks, he's actually been practicing at the Mike linebacker spot, and then finds out that on day of the game that he's going to play the dime or the other linebacker spot. That's why I say the things that he's done as a rookie has been really impressive. Good communicator, loves to play football, physical, very rarely makes a mistake. When he does, you can tell him and he can correct it. I just love the kid. He's going to be a really good football player. I don't know, how.
Hey, my friend, have you noticed how tense things are around the Cowboys coaching situation? Here we are, with just 2 games left in the season, and Jerry Jones hasn't extended the contracts of Mike McCarthy or Mike Zimmer. It's hard not to feel uneasy about what's coming next. What do you think is going through Jerry's mind? Let me know in the comments. Now, former Cowboys coach Jason Garrett believes Jerry might take this decision all the way to the finish line. If he's right, it means these. Last 2 games against the Eagles and Commanders could seal McCarthy's fate. And here's where it gets even trickier. Jones has hinted that McCarthy and Zimmer are a package deal. That's right, if one stays, both stay. If one goes, both go. Here's a question for you. Would you keep Zimmer even if it meant saying goodbye to McCarthy? Vote down in the comments, and I'll be checking to see where most fans stand. It's a high-stakes scenario, and as fans, we're left watching every move Jerry makes. But hold on, there's more to this story, especially when it comes to Zimmer's future. Let's dig into what's really going on with him next. Chapter 2, Cowboys fans' dilemma. Keep Zimmer, let McCarthy go. Let's talk about Mike Zimmer for a second. Fans like you and me have been going back and forth about whether he should stick around next season, even if McCarthy gets shown the door. And honestly, it's not an easy call, is it? Zimmer's been a solid defensive coordinator, but he recently said something that's got a lot of us scratching our heads. When asked about coaching in 2025, Zimmer didn't sound all that confident. He said coaching this season has been hard, and that he'll wait until the end of the year to make any decisions. What do you think? Is Zimmer starting to lean toward retirement, or is he just being cautious? Drop your thoughts below. This could be a big clue about what happens next. Here's the thing, Zimmer's age is also part of the discussion. He'll be 69 before next season, and while that's not unheard of for NFL coaches, it's definitely something to consider. On top of that, he was out of the league for 3 years before joining Dallas. Sure, he stayed involved as a consultant under Deion Sanders, but that's not the same as running a defense day-to-day. Now, I've got to ask, would you rather see the Cowboys bring in a younger, fresher face to lead the defense, or do you think Zimmer's experience is too valuable to lose? Vote in the comments and let's see where everyone stands. Zimmer's future is just one piece of the puzzle, though. In the next part, we'll look at what he's accomplished this season and why some fans are fighting to keep him. Stick around, you won't want to miss it. Let's take a moment to really appreciate what Mike Zimmer has done with this Cowboys defense. Despite all the challenges, he's turned this unit into one of the most feared in the league. Just last week, even without key players like DeMarcus Lawrence, Trevin Diggs, and Eric Kendricks, the defense still dominated. For sacks on Baker Mayfield and to turnovers, that's impressive. What's your favorite defensive moment this season? Share it in the comments, I'd love to hear it. In fact, Zimmer's defense has hit some incredible milestones. Did you know this was the 6th game where the Cowboys forced multiple turnovers and recorded at least 4 sacks? Only 8 teams in the past 15 years have matched that feat in a single season. It's clear Zimmer hasn't lost his touch when it comes to calling plays and adjusting schemes. From weeks 9 to 15, Dallas defense was ranked 2nd in the league in expected points added EPA allowed per dropback. Think about that, this is a unit that's still finding its stride under Zimmer's leadership. Imagine what another offseason in his system could do for this group. Do you think they could become the NFL's top defense next year? Let's see what everyone thinks. Cast your vote below, but here's the twist. All of this progress is hanging by a thread because of Zimmer's uncertain future. The next chapter will explore how his decision could change the course of the Cowboys' 2025 season. Stay with me, it's getting good, alright. Let's get real here. Zimmer's decision about whether to continue coaching could be a game changer for the Cowboys. Think about it. This defense has shown flashes of greatness under his leadership, and another year could solidify them as one of the league's elite. But if Zimmer decides to step away, what happens next? Do the Cowboys scramble for a replacement, or does this derail all the progress we've seen so far? Imagine trying to rebuild this defense with a brand new coordinator. It's not just about X's and O's, it's about chemistry, trust, and understanding the system. Zimmer's players seem to respond to him, even through adversity. Do you think this team could replicate that with someone else? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. Here's a question for you. If Zimmer steps away, who would you want to see as his replacement? Drop some names below. I'm curious to see who's on your wish list. But let's not forget that Zimmer's decision doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's tied to McCarthy's fate and, ultimately, Jerry Jones' vision for this team. If Jerry is as committed to this package deal as he claims, Zimmer walking away might force Jerry's hand with McCarthy. What a domino effect, right? In the final chapter, we'll piece it all together and talk about what all of this means for the Cowboys as a whole. Don't go anywhere, we're almost there. So here we are, my friend, at the crossroads of the Cowboys' future. The decisions around Zimmer and McCarthy aren't just about the coaching staff, they'll set the tone for what this team becomes in 2025. If Zimmer stays, the defense could build on this year's momentum and become truly elite. But if he steps away, it leaves a gaping hole that'll be tough to fill. And let's not forget Jerry Jones' role. In all of this, will he take the risk of replacing not just one, but two key figures in the coaching staff? Or will he double down, keeping both McCarthy and Zimmer for one more shot at a championship run? It's a gamble either way, and you've got to wonder if Jerry's ready to roll the dice. Now here's the big question for you. Do you trust Jerry Jones to make the right call? Drop your answer in the comments, so I really want to see where everyone stands on this. As fans, all we can do is watch and hope for the best, but no matter what happens, one thing is for sure, the Cowboys' 2025 season will be shaped by the choices made in the next few weeks. So buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. That wraps up our discussion for today. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have those notifications turned on. That way, you won't miss a single update on what's next for the Cowboys. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading every single one of them. Thanks for sticking with me, and I'll catch you in the next video.